Why every man should be strong. A story about a man who learns that real strength comes from courage and self-control. Daniel grew up in a small European town surrounded by hills and rivers. He was gentle, quiet, and kind to everyone. He helped his neighbors, took care of his mother, and loved reading books. But inside, Daniel always felt small. He didn't like to argue, he didn't like to say no. And he often let people walk over him. When someone spoke badly to him, he just smiled and stayed silent. When someone took his ideas at work, he didn't defend himself. He told himself, "It's okay. I don't want problems." But deep down it hurt. Every night, he felt angry with himself. He felt weak, like a man without power or voice. One Friday, Daniel's boss shouted at him in front of everyone. It wasn't his fault. A co-worker had made the mistake. But Daniel said nothing. He just stood there and accepted the blame. That evening he walked home in the rain. He looked at his reflection in a shop window and whispered, "Why can't I speak? Why am I so afraid?" When he got home, he sat on his bed and thought of his father. His father had passed away years ago, but Daniel still remembered his strong, warm voice. "Son," his father once told him, "life will test you. You can be kind, but don't be weak. Be gentle with people, but strong inside." Those words echoed in his mind all night. Daniel finally understood what they meant. Strength wasn't about fighting, it was about courage. The next morning he made a decision. He looked at himself in the mirror and said, "Enough. From today I will change." He started small. He woke up early and went running before work. He pushed his body to move, even when it hurt. He began to eat healthy food, sleep well, and read every day. He stopped wasting hours on his phone or complaining about life. He focused on his goals little by little. At work, he practiced speaking clearly. He learned to look people in the eyes when he talked. He stopped saying sorry for everything. Slowly, people began to notice the change. Daniel was still kind, but now he walked with confidence. He finished his tasks, helped others, and spoke with calm strength. One afternoon, something happened. A young coworker, Emma, was blamed for a problem she didn't cause. Everyone stayed silent. They didn't want trouble. But Daniel stood up. He said, "Excuse me, that's not true. I saw what really happened." His voice was calm but powerful. The boss looked surprised, but Daniel didn't back down. He explained everything clearly and respectfully. After a moment, the boss nodded and apologized to Emma. When Daniel sat down, Emma looked at him with tears in her eyes. "Thank you," she whispered. Daniel smiled and said, "Always tell the truth, even when it's hard." That night, Daniel felt proud. Not proud in a selfish way, but proud because he had finally become the man he wanted to be. From that day he continued to grow. He joined a local gym, trained his body, and learned martial arts. He didn't want to hurt anyone. He wanted to be strong for protection. He helped his younger brother with school and guided him with advice. He told him, "Being a man doesn't mean being loud or angry. It means being calm, disciplined, and brave." Months passed and Daniel's life changed completely. He no longer feared people's opinions. He stood tall, worked hard, and smiled more. One winter evening, as he walked home, he saw a group of teenagers bullying a smaller boy. Without thinking twice, Daniel stepped in. He said firmly, "Hey, stop that." His voice carried power and calmness. The boys looked at him and slowly walked away. The little boy looked up and said, "Thank you, mister." Daniel smiled and put his hand on the boy's shoulder. "Don't be afraid," he said. "You must learn to be strong too." When he got home, Daniel sat by the window, watching the snow fall. He thought about his father again and whispered, "Now I understand, Dad. Strength is not about control, it's about heart." He realized that every man should be strong, not to dominate others, but to protect, to stand for truth, and to build a better life. Strength means saying no when needed. It means taking care of your family, your dreams, and your peace. It means facing fear and pain, and walking forward anyway. As the night grew quiet, Daniel smiled softly. He had found his true power, the strength within. And from that day, he lived by one rule: be strong, not to show off but to lift others.